Hey, my feel-good friends. We're now officially halfway through 2020, and I'd love to ask you a serious question. How's it going? If you're anything like me, it's probably not going exactly as you expected. I mean, last December, I made a broad proclamation that the Roaring 20s were going to be my decade and that this was going to be my year. I was so ready to come at 2020 swinging, to do all the things, make so much progress, see all the success. And sometimes I feel like the universe was like, oh, honey, have you got a lot of learning to do? Do you feel that too? This year has been unexpectedly hard. And although I never would have asked for it, I really can't complain. I've been doing a lot of reflecting on my 29 years of living lately, and I've realized that every tough time I've ever experienced has made me tougher. Every time I've been called to be strong has made me stronger. Every time I've had to step outside of my comfort zone has made me more comfortable in discomfort. And while all of those times have sucked in the moment, looking back, I can be grateful for them. We're being collectively tested this year, my friend, and at least we get to learn our collective lessons together. I don't know about you, but I've decided this is still going to be my decade. Heck, this is still going to be my year. I'm going to take it on, learn my lessons, be grateful for them, and make this year happen. Are you with me? Today, I'd like to share how I've decided to take on the second half of this year so I can prioritize my goals, make shit happen, and end this year feeling as achieved as I wanted to feel when it started. And I'm hoping that by sharing my plans and commitments with you, you'll feel inspired to join me in taking on the rest of 2020 with gusto. All of the things I'm doing to ensure I'm getting to where I want to be by the end of this year are things you can do too, in one way or another. And I'm so excited to share. So buckle up, friends. Let's do this thing. Hey, friend, and welcome to the Feel Good Social Podcast. I'm your host, Kinsey, and I'm here to help you market your business in a genuine way that works without wasting your precious time. On this show, we chat about social media strategy and mindset tips with a focus on, you guessed it, feeling good. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some genuine conversation for the good of your biz. Does social media stress you out? If you answered with a little laugh and a yup, you are not alone, my friend. I know how confusing and time-consuming and just plain overwhelming marketing your business on social media can be. So I've created a 5-step action plan that guides you through the best steps you can take to see success on social media without the overwhelm. With our free roadmap to stress-free social media, you'll learn how to quickly and easily create strategic content and prioritize what matters, so you'll know you're doing it right without wasting your time. If you'd like to download this free guide, head to feelgoodsocial.com/stressfreesocial. Simply head to feelgoodsocial.com/stressfreesocial and you will be on your way to social media success without the stress. All right, let's get into the episode. All right, friends. Now, the first step I've taken in the past month to ensure that I can take on the rest of the year with gusto is to organize and prioritize my goals. And I want to be honest with you about a few things. Firstly, this doesn't always come easy to me. I always laugh with my one-on-one coaching clients because so many of them have complimented me about how organized I am. And it's true to a certain extent. I mean, I am super organized when it comes to working with my clients. I have to be that way. I've had to develop systems for organizing my monthly clients' social content and communicating with my one-on-one coaching clients because that's the only way we'll truly see results. I know myself. I know how unorganized I tend to be. And in order to make everything work, I've had to force myself to be organized. And I'm so grateful to know this about myself so I can fix it. Now, the second thing I want to be honest about is I'm not amazing at prioritizing and organizing all of my wild, crazy goals myself. I mean, I'm a 7 on the Enneagram, which basically means I'm awesome at coming up with a bunch of really great ideas for my brand, but I can also be easily distracted by those shiny object ideas and not really get much done. I think that's something a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with, not just the Enneagram 7s. So many of us struggle to organize that big, beautiful vision of our brand into actionable, bite-sized steps to get us there, especially when we're stuck in the middle of our business every day. Are you feeling me on this? It's so much easier to have someone else to bounce ideas off of and help us really solidify those big goals we want to achieve. And honestly, I can tell you from the other side of it, it's way easier to take a look at someone else's business from an outside perspective and clearly see their path to success. That's why I can so effortlessly help my one-on-one coaching clients outline their goals and action plan. And that's why I invest in my business coach, Michelle Knight, to help me do the same. So last month, when Michelle and I chatted during our monthly coaching call, I came at her with a swarming beehive of ideas, and she helped me organize them to see how they could all work together. We outlined my goals through the rest of the year, prioritized my tasks so I know exactly what I need to do first, then created a plan of attack with deadlines and everything so I can hold myself accountable and make timely progress. This process is so helpful to me. So I've adapted it into my own one-on-one coaching program because I know it works to get results. After each 90-minute intensive session, my clients walk away with a 30-day step-by-step action plan to outline the exact path they need to follow to reach their goals for the month. Hence, why my clients consider me to be an extremely organized person. And let's be honest, maybe they're right. So right now, I'd love to share an inside look at my latest meeting with my coach, Michelle, because we kind of went buck wild and prioritized my goals for Feel Good Social through the end of the year. And I want to give you an opportunity to understand our process and try it out for yourself. Firstly, we chatted about my big vision for my business again, because if anything, this first year of biz has been mostly a process of honing in on exactly what Feel Good Social is. And from an outside perspective, it may seem as if very little has changed, but from my point of view, this brand has been a bit of a whirlwind. I mean, when I first started Feel Good Social, it was called Native Creative. And I wanted to create an agency of sorts, a one-stop shop where an awesome crew of creative, adventurous women could work together to help adventure brands with all the marketing things. I know, it sounds really rad, right? And it was. It was such an amazing vision, and it still is for some other awesome brands that I follow, but it took months of working toward that vision for me to realize it wasn't exactly what I wanted to create. So earlier this year, I shifted my vision from an agency for big adventure brands to more of an educator for hardworking, down-to-earth entrepreneurs who are still figuring out how to market your business in the best way. When I made this shift and changed our name to Feel Good Social, I immediately felt more in tune with my brand. I'm so much more passionate about helping rad entrepreneurs like you, and I feel like I can more comfortably lean into my purpose and values now. But as I was telling Michelle during our call last month, it's still not quite Right. I've been doing a lot of internal work this spring, and I've realized that most of my messaging has revolved around those surface level concepts of feel good social, such as doing it right without wasting your time so you can make more money and live the life you want to live. And I do still fully believe in that messaging. But I have come to realize that I'm being called to dive deeper into the concepts and values I believe in. You see, I believe there's a shift happening in the marketing world right now. I think it is very, very important for brands to truly focus on your bigger purpose and values in your messaging. People are eating up bigger purposes and values right now. So if you can focus on that, you'll be able to build a die-hard following of people who want to support you. And at the same time, make a more positive impact in the world. It's a win-win. I also believe that it's more important than ever for us to humanize our brands so we can make those genuine connections and build real relationships with the right people. And the best way to do that on social media is through authentic storytelling instead of selling. Everybody has amazing stories to tell that deserve to be heard. And the awesome thing is that telling your stories in the right way can do so much more than traditional marketing to build trust with your audience and make them want to buy from you. Selling just got way more genuine, folks, and I'm loving it. And finally, because of my personal journey as an entrepreneur and after chatting with so many of you, I believe one of the biggest hurdles we have to overcome in entrepreneurship and marketing and social media is adapting a healthy mindset, learning to cope with negative emotions and become more confident so we can actually see the success we want to see and feel good about the journey. Whew, that was a mouthful, but what epiphany isn't? The awesome thing about this big realization I've finally been able to verbalize is that this is exactly what Feel Good Social is all about. It's about marketing to make a difference, marketing to make real human connections, marketing to build trust by sharing your authentic stories, and doing all of that marketing while maintaining a healthy mindset. That's what Feel Good Social is all about, friends. So I guess I'm telling you this because I'm going to start focusing more on this bigger purpose for my business. And when I told Michelle about this slight shift in my focus and messaging, we were able to more easily outline my goals for the rest of the year, which I'd love to share with you now as transparently and authentically as I know how, because hey, we value that sort of thing over here. My first goal is to revamp our online course, the Feel Good Social Map. The second session of the course just finished up, so I'm going to do an audit of the program to see how I can streamline it and add to it to make it more aligned with my new mission. I'm going to beef up our strategy and storytelling sections, and I'd like to add a mindset module to help our students gain the confidence they need to actually show up and share on social media. This will help to take the social map from a starter course to more of a signature program for my business. It will give my students more value and focus on solving more of those core struggles when it comes to authentic social media marketing. I've also decided to write a book, and oh man, that's still a little scary to say. This was one of those ideas that I threw at Michelle, thinking she might be able to tell me lovingly, "Kins, you're getting distracted by a shiny object again. This might be more of a 2021 goal." But no, she was on board because it makes sense for my business. It's going to focus on the concept of authentic storytelling on social media, what it is, why it works, and share examples of my own experiences so readers can apply the concept to their social media strategies as well. In all transparency, I'm writing this book because I've always wanted to be an author. But, like I said, it also makes sense for my brand right now. It will help me establish more authority, increase my visibility, explain my brand's purpose and values, and develop deeper trust with my amazing audience. And finally, I'm going to continually focus on a few smaller projects as well. I'm working with one-on-one clients to help me hone my teaching skills and concepts, and because I honestly love it, it's so amazing to work with entrepreneurs one-on-one and help them see results. I'm also going to host a few online workshops and challenges through the rest of the year to further help me hone in on the best teaching methods for those newish concepts that I'm integrating, like showing up on social media with confidence and telling authentic stories. Working with your people directly is the best way to figure out what your people are struggling with the most and how you can best help them. So I really can't wait to dive into those. Okay, so once I established my goals for the rest of the year, Michelle and I created a timeline for the process. I'm spending this month of July auditing the social map to prep it for our next launch at the end of August. In the beginning of August, I'm going to be hosting my first 5-day challenge to help people show up on social and tell their stories with confidence. Then I'm going to be spending the rest of August finishing up the outline of my book so I can write it in September and hopefully release it alongside another live challenge in October before the final course launch of the year in November. Whew, I know. It's way less overwhelming when you see the plan outlined on paper, I promise. But this does bring me to one more point I'd like to talk about when it comes to committing to your goals. Did you notice how I said hopefully when I was talking about the book release in October? That is the one part of the plan I feel iffy about in my gut. I just know myself and how long it can take me to write sometimes because of the perfectionist in me, I guess. And I'm a little unsure about my ability to write a book in a month. However, Michelle made an excellent point that I'm writing all the time when it comes to my brand and marketing. And it's much easier than, say, writing a memoir. So we set this goal to be finished by October, and I'm going to try my hardest to accomplish it. Yet, if I simply cannot make that deadline, it's not going to be the end of the world for me. I'm committing to this lofty goal because I know how important it is to push yourself and dream big, but I've also decided to be gentle with myself if it doesn't exactly happen as I've planned it. If this year has shown us anything, it's that real shit comes up that can get in the way of our goals, and that's okay. So be gentle with yourself if you find you're not making deadlines. Make those specific, lofty commitments, but also be prepared to show yourself some mercy. Things are always going to get in our way, and we'll always encounter setbacks. It's not the end of the world as long as we don't let those setbacks stop us. So, friend, I hope this episode was helpful. I've decided to take on the rest of 2020 with gusto, and I hope you're feeling inspired to join me. Set aside a couple of hours, whip out a pen and paper or a Google Doc, and outline your goals. Then take a look at the calendar and create a plan to make them happen. And if you're feeling overwhelmed and you're struggling to do all of this yourself, which I completely understand, I want to encourage you to consider investing in a coach to help you. Investing in a coach has honestly been one of the best decisions I've made in my business because it's helped me organize my ideas, hold me accountable, and receive personalized support so I can achieve those goals faster. And if you're interested in receiving direct coaching support from me, I'd love to welcome you to join my one-on-one coaching club. I have limited spots available every month based on my calendar, but I currently have 2 spots open right now. You can learn more about my high-touch 90-minute intensive program at feelgoodsocial.com/coaching. My one-on-one coaching program is for hardworking, down-to-earth entrepreneurs who are ready to master their marketing and actually get shit done. Just head to feelgoodsocial.com/coaching to learn more and sign up. Let's take on the rest of 2020 together, friend. Thanks so much for listening, my friend. For show notes and a whole lot of other awesome freebies, visit feelgoodsocial.com. Simply go to feelgoodsocial.com for all the goods.